Nitrogen also travels through a biogeochemical cycle. There is a large amount of nitrogen in the atmosphere. It is also stored in living things. Nitrogen is a key element in living organisms. It is an integral component of many biological molecules. There are large amounts of nitrogen in nucleic acids and proteins. As with other biogeochemical cycles, nitrogen moves through the earth, living organisms, and the atmosphere. The element in the highest concentration in the atmosphere is nitrogen. Nitrogen gas makes up around 78% of the atmosphere. Nitrogen gas is two nitrogen atoms held together by a triple covalent bond. This means that it is extremely difficult to break the bonds and separate the two nitrogen atoms. Plants and animals do not have the capability of doing this, so they cannot use atmospheric nitrogen. The first process being examined in the nitrogen cycle is nitrogen fixation. The process of nitrogen fixation breaks the triple covalent bonds in atmospheric nitrogen and binds each nitrogen to 3 hydrogen atoms, making ammonia. This is done by nitrogen-fixing bacteria that live in the soil. These bacteria are very common on the nodules of roots. Of legumes, beans, and alder trees. Lightning can also break the triple covalent bond in atmospheric nitrogen and aid in nitrogen fixation. Ammonium can also be produced via ammonification. In this process, decomposers produce ammonium while breaking down organic matter. The next process is nitrification. Some plants can use small amounts of ammonia to obtain nitrogen, but not in the amounts needed to form the correct biological molecules. Nitrifying bacteria convert ammonia into nitrate. Plants use nitrate to make organic compounds. Once nitrogen is in a usable form, it is taken up through the roots of plants and incorporated into organic compounds. This process is known as assimilation. Consumers cannot take nitrogen up from the soil. They must obtain their nitrogen from plants or other organisms. This process is called ingestion. Nitrate can also be converted back into nitrogen gas. This process is called denitrification and is completed by denitrifying bacteria. Let's go through the nitrogen cycle while looking at a diagram. The process being discussed will be highlighted with a green rectangle. The first process being discussed is nitrogen fixation. Nitrogen-fixing bacteria that live in the roots of certain plants convert nitrogen gas into ammonia. Ammonium can be created via ammonification. In this process, decomposers such as bacteria and fungi break down organic matter and convert it into ammonia. During the process of nitrification, nitrifying bacteria convert ammonia and ammonium into nitrate. Nitrates are taken up by plants and incorporated into organic molecules during the process of assimilation. Consumers must ingest plant matter or other organisms to obtain the nitrogen necessary for their survival. Denitrifying bacteria convert nitrate into atmospheric nitrogen during the process of denitrification. As with other cycles, the nitrogen in the nitrogen cycle doesn't necessarily move in a circle. It does cycle through the soil, living things, and the atmosphere.